Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today I've got another unboxing and first impressions for you. And today I'm looking at more Kiwi design products. For the Quest 2 I used their controller grips, I've used their link cable, I've used their facial interface replacements, battery head strap which absolutely is fantastic. Paired with the facial interface was the most comfort I've ever had wearing a VR headset. And so here it is right here. This is the previous version, so this is on my Quest 2. You can see the battery head strap right there. Absolutely fantastic. And the facial interface, the replacement on there is like a synthetic leather and it's easy to clean. I also used these things, which are the headphones for the Quest 2, and they clip right onto the head strap, and they sat really comfy and the audio quality was really good. I was really hoping that these would fit on the Quest 3, but unfortunately they didn't because the arm length on the side of the headset is a different size. It doesn't work. So hopefully we can get some new ones of these on the Quest 3, or hopefully it fits on this new head strap that I've got for the Quest 3. So they've sent me the new head strap and they've sent me some more controller grips. These are all for the Quest 3. And so I'm going to open them up, let you see what it looks like. I'm going to show you how to install them once I've learnt myself. And then I'll put them on, get into a game, and I'll give you some first impressions. I'll link in the description where you can get these products. Let's crack this open like an egg. Maybe a little bit more delicate than an egg. Don't want to be breaking the damn thing before I even use it. So here we go. In the box for the controller grips, we have the instructions. And then we have two controller grips. Now, if they're anything like the previous controller grips, which I think I've got right here, the previous controller grips for the Quest 2 were excellent. They came with a nice rubbery feel, which gave you extra grip. It also has a battery window, so you can just open this flap and then take the battery out. It means you don't have to take the controller grip off and then slide down the plastic cover to put a battery in. So that was pretty cool. It also came with a ring protector, so a nice rubbery ring protector in case it gets banged. Came with a new strap and also this grip here, grip strap, so you can technically let go of your. So if you're throwing a grenade or something, I've done a full review on these if you want to check it out. So that's what they look like on the Quest 2. Quest 3 version, obviously it's going to be a little bit different because the Quest 3 controllers are significantly smaller, if you ask me. My hand sort of swallows the whole thing up. So here we go, this is what they look like. As you can see, there's quite a bit of difference in the size and the feel, to be honest with you. I think I probably prefer the feel of the Quest 2 one. Maybe it's because I haven't got a controller in it yet, we'll see. But it feels almost thinner. It feels a little bit different. And then we've got these new hand straps here, which again, they feel a little bit more stiff and a bit more cheap than the old ones, but we'll give it a go. Maybe I'm being spoiled with the Quest 2 versions, but we'll see. Maybe this is going to be super comfortable. It's got that new controller grip smell. Oh, smell that. You smelled it, didn't you? Right, okay, so installation of the controller grips. I'm not reading any instructions. Now, I can see immediately what we're lacking is the battery window that we had in the previous controller grips. Not sure why these versions, there's no room for a battery window. So it means to replace the battery, you're going to have to take off this controller grip cover, then this battery cover, which, let's be honest, it's easier on this controller because now all you have to do is push this little button and it slides off. Whereas in the Quest 2 controllers, you have to really push down. So, yes, a little bit of trade-off. Yes, it's easier, but I'd still like the little window. Maybe it's too small to add that window. Maybe, yeah, you would have to take off like the whole side, because that's like the whole side panel, wouldn't you? So maybe it's not as simple as having a little window in there. It would effectively be the whole side of the controller grip. It does have a hole in the bottom, so it looks like you can put your normal sort of wrist strap through there. So they are a much simpler product, although I imagine it took a lot of effort to design. So let's see if we can pull this through. So pull that strap through there, and then I guess we just let it sit into place, pushing it around. There we go. Actually, that looks pretty cool with all the black. You got the little white popping out. That looks all right. And that's it. It's like a sleeve, just pops on and off. So there's no real method to the installation there. Like I said, all you got to do is make sure you pop this thing through first. Otherwise, it won't go on properly, and then you can still use a wrist strap. If you want to do this, this little hand strap here, it's Velcro. So you just undo the Velcro. There's a little ring thing here. Put that through, and there you go. Probably need to make it a bit bigger for my hand. The curses of having big hands is these things usually struggle. Right, so I'll just get that nice and comfy, probably about there. And there we go. That is super comfy, fully installed. Not obstructed anything. Triggers still work, buttons still work. You've got your wrist strap there, which I probably should have put on before I put this. But technically, you could take that off if you don't want to use it and you just want to use these hand straps. So you could totally do that if you wanted to. But those are the controller grips. So I'll install the other one, then I'll show you the battery head strap. It's called the Comfort Head Strap. It doesn't have a weight or anything on there, so I can't really tell you if it's lighter or heavier than the Quest 2 version, but the headsets are different weights anyway, so it's not really going to matter that much. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's see what's inside the box. Okay, so we've got our sleeve. It says make things better, and on this looks like our instructions manual, which hopefully I don't need. This ain't my first rodeo. And then you've also got your little clippy plastic thing there. I'm sure it's got a technical name, but this thing is sort of a cable tidy that you put onto the headset, and it keeps your cables nice and tidy, and so they don't flop everywhere. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Get rid of this. It's a thing of beauty. So let's get this bad boy out. Nice little back headrest there. Usually these things are much more comfortable than the stock head strap. It sort of cradles the back. It looks smaller than the Quest 2 version, which makes sense because it's a smaller, thinner headset. Microfiber cloth. Good for cleaning lenses. And then the pièce de résistance, the main event. This looks almost identical to the Quest 2 version, which I've still got right here. Look at that. Put them next to each other. They are pretty much the same size, except slight difference in the arms that's going to connect. But essentially, same size product, same weight, same build quality. I'm super excited. I've been waiting to try a third-party headset for the Quest 3 for a while now, basically since I got the Quest 3 in October, I think it was. And because that stock strap, I don't know what Meta were thinking. It's like they want to hurt us with these straps. I don't know why they do it. There's numerous people on Twitter and YouTube reporting, the head strain that it gives them and headaches and things. And it doesn't give me headaches, but it gives me sort of like pressure on the back of my head. I have to have it a little bit looser than I normally would. I like to have my headsets snug so they don't move too much. Let's proceed to the installation. Again, I'm not going to use the instructions because I'm not about that. I'm not about that life. One thing I do, though, is look for the L's and the R's. So you got to match up the L and the R with the L and the R on here. So, not sure if you can see, but you can see there's an L there and an R there. And it's the same on here. It's got an L and an R. So all we've got to do is match them up. And you can see these lines. You just got to connect them up. Get them lined up and then click it in. And you'll hear the pops. So now we know that's stable and solid. Now we've got to put it on our Quest 3, which I have right here. Now we've got to discard, maybe not discard, but remove Quest 3 stock head strap. Things could go terrible from here. I could snap something. So wish me luck. Give me a like for luck. All you do is pull them outwards like this. So find the end, find the edge. If you can see what I'm doing. I'll try and do it this way. Find the very edge. Give it a light bit of tug. And then it pops right off. And then all you've got to do from this point is this top strap Velcro. Now I'm trying to do this on camera, but I also don't want to drop my Quest. Pull that out. Usually helps if you remove the facial interface as well. But I'm doing things raw here. There's been no thought or method on this. I'm doing an honest unboxing and installation. I'm going to have to remove the heads. The problem is I can't remember how to take this off. I'm just gently pulling and trying to ease it away. I don't want to break it. I've managed to pull it out and hopefully not break the facial interface of my Quest 3. It's still good. I can hear all these clicks. I don't like it. Because the thing I will say as well about the Quest 3 is it's got this built-in glasses spacer. You sort of push this tab and then you can pull it out. It extends quite a lot. You see the sort of difference there between this side and this side. So you pull both sides out and it gives you an extra inch or so that your glasses don't scratch the lenses. Now I've actually got some VR Rock prescription lenses on here, so I don't really need to extend it out because it sort of reduces your field of view when you do that. It lets a little bit more light leak through. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. It feels fairly cheap and plasticky. Now I get why they've done it, and it's quite a genius idea, but it feels cheap, and if you're scared to break it whenever you move it. Now let's connect this thing. I have a feeling I probably should have left the facial interface off for this next part. I'm someone who just goes with the flow, rolls with the punches, does whatever he's got to do. So we've got to slide this top part through here, feed it back out, and then connect these two arms up. So how hard can that be? Turns out it's quite difficult without taking the facial interface off. So off we go again. Right, I've done it. I've pulled it off. Whether it still works and whether it still works, we'll just have to wait and see. This is your Quest 3 without the facial interface on. You know when you take the facial interface off and you suddenly start to see things that you perhaps didn't want to see, and now you're going to clean it out. Like things like dust and maybe a hair or two. But then it gives you a microfiber cloth, so you've got it right there. Okay, so now we're going to get it through there. The installation process is simple. Getting access to certain areas leaves much to be desired. I know what you're thinking. This is the best, most professional unboxing and installation you've ever seen in your life. And you don't know how I've done it. You don't know how I pulled this off. And the truth is, neither do I. Okay, so probably about 15 minutes later, I've managed to get it in slightly. So immediately, the problem I can see now in changing the head strap for the Quest 3, and I've got to be careful this doesn't fall out, is once you get the front facial strap out, the area that you've got to work with here is a very thick bar, and then it sort of goes under the lip of this white facial cover here, sort of the front visor of the HMD. It's all very stiff and rigid, and the Kiwi design strap is quite thick, so it doesn't bend as easily as sort of the stock strap would, and follow the pattern. Even when it does follow the pattern, it goes under the lip. So I've had to risk everything with this little screwdriver thing and sort of try and help it turn, and then just push as hard as I can, and eventually sort of like poke through the edge. Like you can see here, I've got a little bit of a lip. I'm going to use that now to pull the head strap through, and there we go. That was harder than any other installation I've done for the Quest 2 or 3. And I don't think it's Kiwi Design's fault. I think it's a mix of the stiffness and sort of the overlap and lip of the Quest 3 matched with the thickness and stiffness of this. And I think the two just weren't playing nice together. So just bear that in mind if you get it. I think maybe if you add something like a little bit of tape or something a bit more flexible to the end and poke that through, that might help you. I just got a little bit impatient and used a screwdriver. Don't use a screwdriver. Do as I say, not as I do, because that is dangerous and you could slip, scratch something, or even hurt yourself. Use something like, I don't know, attach a little bit of paper or a bit of tape or something to the end, and then you might be able to pull that through. That's if you use this. And you have the same problem I do. Who's to say you will? Right, so now we've got the head strap on. We just need to connect these arms. And you can see the holes match up perfectly. And you just clip those on with this side. Yeah, once you've got clicked on both sides, that side's connected. And then do the same thing with this side, and be very careful when you're doing this. I'm doing it trying to show you in the camera, which I realize it's not perfect view, but I just want to show you the process that I'm going through, and then connect these. Make sure you got the holes on the right side, otherwise your headset's going to be on backwards. And the holes won't line up. You won't be able to charge your headset. There we go, connected. Okay, so we now have the Kiwi Design battery head strap on our Quest 3. Now here's the cable. This is going to keep it charged. So that just goes in there. And then this is your dial to adjust and tighten. Loosen and tighten. Now you'll see immediately I've got an LED there now. It says I'm charging. You can see some LEDs there. It shows you the status of this battery. So we're currently on 3 or 4 dots of power. That means it's not fully charged, but it's almost there. That'll go down as it charges this thing. So now it definitely feels a lot more stable. You've got your top head strap, which is quite thick and cushiony. Then you've got your back cradle, which again is nice and cushiony. So there we go. Remember that little doohickey I showed you earlier? Yeah. So that is going to keep this cable nice and tight and nice and tidy. So what we want to do is we want to get this piece of Velcro and we want to find the thinner part of the arm here, put it on like that, and then just wrap it round, and you'll see on the other side there's a Velcro, and you just tighten that up. There you go. So that's there. Open that up, and then you've got a cable tidy. So you put your cable through there, and then close it up, and it keeps your cable tidy. You've got to put our facial interface back on. Make sure you pop this on, and make sure it clips where it's supposed to. And everything about this just clicks. So click in, sort of aim for your four corners. The nose bridge is probably the easiest place to start, and then once you've had your 4 clicks or your 4 corners are in, you know you're golden, and there you go. That's what it looks like now. Looks good. Now let's try it on. So put it on top of your head, then adjust your head strap so that you can get the right height. There we go. There we go. That's more right for me. Strap that in. Tighten it up a little bit, and there we go. So it feels comfortable. I'm not getting any pressure on the back of my head. These things always cradle you quite well. Moving seems okay. Oh yeah, it feels so much lighter and so much more comfortable. What I'll do is I'll get into a game with the controller grips and this on, and I'll give you some impressions of how I'm finding it. Alright, here we are. So I'm in a game. I'm in Resident Evil 4. See how we fare, see how the comfort is. I'm not feeling any tension on my head. Controller grips are actually really satisfying. Like I say, I still don't think they're as good as the Quest 2 ones. And they're by the same designer, so I'm not sure why that is. You go away. There we go. Yes, I'm not sure why that is, because I get that they're different controllers. And I totally get the fact that it doesn't have the battery window, because you probably couldn't do it, because like I said, it takes up the whole side of the controller, and it probably wouldn't make for a good design choice. But in terms of how thick they are, I mean, it kind of works. Like I'm not saying they're a bad product, because I'd rather have them on than not at this point. I actually think that they're helping with grip, and they just feel better than the plastic that you're already holding. I am a fan of having controller grips and skins and things that help grip, and for hygiene purposes they're easier to clean. But yeah, I do prefer the feel overall. Oh, on the Quest 2 ones. Obviously I'm not on Quest 2 now, I'm on Quest 3. So, gotta work with what you got. But in terms of a product for the Quest 3, I think they're absolute. Things like this as well, the grips really help. They are actually really good. It's just I think I was spoilt with the Quest 2 version, which it added on the Quest 2, it added a little, like an extra inch on the bottom of the controller. So for someone with bigger hands like me, it really helped because I had more length to grip. Get your mind out the gutter. So that really helped me. I think that's one of the reasons I liked it. It meant there was more for me to hold, less chance of me to drop it. Oh. And so I really liked it. Now I do like these controller grips. In terms of grip, if it had the extra length, I'd probably enjoy it more. But in terms of just being there for comfort and feel, it's definitely there. And it's got the strap as well. The two things I think would have made it better for me was that extra little bit of length on the bottom and a battery window, if it could have been done. But I appreciate not everything is that straightforward when the product has changed the size and shape of the controller. So it is what it is. But if you're looking for a controller grip for the Quest 3, then this is one that I would probably say does the job. And I'll probably keep them on, like I did with the Quest 2 ones. Now for the head strap, can't go wrong at all. It's absolutely the most comfort you'll have wearing a headset, as I said with the Quest 2, and the two are virtually identical. Obviously they've had to change some of the specs and sizing and dimensions to match that of the Quest 3, which is why it took so long to get out. But in terms of comfort and how it feels on your head, no slippage or anything, it feels exactly the same as when I first put on my Quest 2 with the Kiwi design head strap. So it's going to give me extra battery power. It's going to give me that extra level of comfort, which is a win-win scenario. So I can't recommend the head strap, particularly the battery head strap, enough. You definitely need one of those. If you're someone who plays a lot of VR, or you just hate the stock head strap because of how it makes your head feel, then you need to look at getting one of these. And it means you have to charge your headset less. I mean, you've got to charge the battery head strap as well, but it gives you that extra time with your friends or in your favourite VR game, or whatever you use your headset for, Netflix, painting. It adds you that extra time, and what could be wrong with that? So I definitely think that's worth a buy. I will link the products in the description as to where you can get them from if you're interested. Hey, and I'm dead. But yeah, like I say, moving your head and everything feels, it feels solid. And the cradle at the back sort of cups your head right at the comfort spot, so you don't feel any of that pressure on the back of your head. You don't feel the awful material of the stock head strap sort of scratching you, and sometimes it got on your ears as well. I don't know what they were doing when they designed that thing. But yeah, this is definitely my go-to head strap now. This is going to stay on, and it's going to mean that I get more playtime as well. So there you go. Those are the products. Check the description if you want them. Thank you to Kiwi Design for sending me the products to review and to try. My first impressions, as always with these products, is absolutely outstanding. They're going to stay on, top-notch with quality. So check them out if you want, or let me know in the comments if you have a different head strap that you could recommend. Tell me in the comments what you use. What accessories have you got for the Quest 3 or the Quest 2? Is there anything that you think I'd be interested in, or anyone else? Because I do love me some accessories. And there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.